Hello everyone, Tim here with my day 4 juice refast, or restart I should say. Juice fast restart, rhymes. Just letting you know that I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I'm still actually on the juice feast. Things are going quite well. Yesterday was Easter Sunday over here in Australia, and traditionally, if it's anything like it is for you guys, there's lots of chocolate involved, but I'm happy to say I didn't indulge or have any chocolate. I just had 3 juices and felt quite good for most of the day. In terms of weight loss, I actually lost 1.5 kilos, which is about 3.3 pounds or something. So overall, in the first full 3 days of this juice fast restart, I've actually lost 2.9 kilograms, which is about coming up towards 6.5 pounds. So it's a pretty good start, bearing in mind that I did actually go off the ball a little bit on day 2. I felt it very hard to stay on, and at around about 5 p.m, 5:30 p.m, the evening meal time, I actually did go off. I actually had my juice in the evening, but then I did actually, quote unquote, pig out a little bit, which is my term for overindulging. Excuse me, and had some chocolate, had some ice cream, I had some toast, 4 pieces of toast, some other lollies and so forth. I just basically went off the boil for that period of time. The point I want to stress here is, though, it doesn't mean you have to restart anything. I didn't restart my juice fast, I just continued the next day. So if you're doing this and you've gone off the boil and you've had something to eat, and you don't have to think, oh no, that's it, I've got to stop now and restart it. Don't treat it as a restart, because to me, if you treat it like a restart, then you'll use that opportunity to say, oh, okay, like I'll restart it next week, or I've already spoilt half the day, I may as well, she's a fly flying around there. I've already, wrecked half the day with my eating, so I may as well go totally off and really go back to my old habits. The point is, just treat it like it's still part of your juice fast, and you've just temporarily got off it. Continue where you are and continue going, and just do your best, and hopefully, like me, you'll find that the next day you wake up with a new attitude and feel pumped and invigorated and want to continue with it. I think it's important not to give up, is what I'm saying. Excuse me. And again, you can hear all this flimminess and stuff still coming out of me. This is a result of doing the juice fast, because I'm not normally quite as bad as this, anywhere near as bad as this actually. Eyes and nasally are a little bit more cleared up now than what they were. They're not saying nose and eyes aren't running, is what I'm saying. And the nose is still a little bit blocked. I probably sound a little bit nasally, but overall I'm feeling better. I'm feeling like I'm on the way up, on the mend, so to speak. And of course, with the weight loss, that's giving me a lot of confidence to continue. Excuse me again. The other thing I want to talk about is just a little bit about food addiction. So notice in the comments that there was someone talking about basically get your food addiction sorted out, you have to sort out your emotions. I just want to say that it's not necessarily the case. There's lots of study, lots of research that has shown now that food addiction can purely be a sugar type thing, which has got nothing to do with emotions. All too often, you'll actually go to a doctor or someone like that and talk about weight loss, and you'll say that you can't lose weight, and they'll say something like, well, it's all in your head. You need to just sort yourself out and make sure you're happy, or something like that. Look, that's an answer that works for some people, but not for everyone. So I don't want people thinking that you're at fault in terms of not sorting your emotions out, or you're weak. Sometimes addictions are such that you can't actually get out of these addictions. They are addictions. It's like I've actually read books where they say sugar is like cocaine in terms of trying to get off cocaine, and that's a very, very hard drug from what I've read to get off of. So not that I'm using that as an excuse. I'm not using that to sit back and say, oh, well, therefore I'm addicted and that's it. I'm just going to let loose and not worry about losing weight. No, I'm not saying that. But the point is that if you've been beating yourself up, thinking that I'm at fault here, maybe that's not the case, and you need to forgive yourself and move on with that, and then focus on getting this weight off. I think a juice fast, as I've said earlier on, it's not a long-term solution to do full-time, but there's nothing that will actually, there's no reason for it not to be a short-term thing that you can actually use, or if you're going to do it on a part-time basis for a longer term. For example, having 1 or 2 juices a day and maybe a normal meal in the evening, or just a juice in the morning. That would be a very nice way, I think, in a long term to actually look after yourself. In the short term, it's a good way. It's a shortcut, if you like, to getting your health back and getting some weight off, because you're actually pumping your body full of vitamins and minerals, and it's coming straight from those juices, and that's really going to be helping you. And it's really getting your body prepared for the next step, whatever that is, the transitioning back to whatever your strategy is. And I'll be talking more about that in future videos. So I just want to make that clear. And then the other thing I want to just mention briefly is just the quantity of juices, the quantity of fruit juice versus vegetable juice. Make sure that you are trying to focus more on vegetable juice. It only hit me yesterday that I'd been putting about 60 to 70% of fruit in my juices, perhaps even a little bit higher, even though I do think of myself as a green type person now. And I was finding that it tasted very, very, very sickly sweet. And I realised that I was still, to some ways, going back to my sugar type addiction, because obviously there is fructose, sugar in actual fruits themselves, which isn't as bad traditionally as man-made, or the man-made sugar that's been refined is what I'm saying, the processed sugar. But it's still better to get a balance of vegetables. And I noticed when I become aware of that, I've changed my balance now, so I'm about 70 to 75% vegetables now. And I'm finding that the balance is better and it's not tasting as sweet. So use your taste buds as a test. If you're feeling this is sweet, that's probably an indication to swap it down and put a larger percentage of vegetables. Vegetables are where it's at in the long run, and you really want to probably get that balance between 75 to 80% of vegetables and the rest of fruit. But with that in mind, bear in mind that early on, because this is hard, we don't want to make it impossible. So, excuse me, if you are having more more fruits in your juices early on, that's okay. But just think of that transition, be thinking about gradually increasing the vegetable. With that said, even though I actually had more percentage of fruit, I still was able to lose weight, but who knows, it could have been a contributing factor in me going off the ball a little bit on day 2 and deciding that I had to eat something. So I've cleaned up that mix, and yesterday, Easter Sunday, as I said, I didn't indulge in anything. There was lots of opportunities too, there's lots of nice foods and so forth, but I focused more on the vegetables, and I had lots of juice. I had more than I would normally have, and I felt that was quite filling, and the feeling full seemed to last for a lot longer is what I'm saying. So keep that in mind as well. Alright, other than that, everything's going well, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and I'll keep letting you know how I'm going. So far so good, I'm feeling good, and I hope I can continue this. And if you're following along at home as well, stay in there, stay tuned, and keep with me, and let's collectively make a difference here and get our health sorted out. One last thing before I go. Can I ask you to please, with these videos, anytime you see a video, could you please, if you can post a link on Facebook, if you've got Twitter, if you could tweet out the videos, if you could email it to your friends, if you could like the buttons, leave comments, those types of things, that would really help, because that's going to get more and more people involved. As more and more people see my videos, they're going to be able to see this message, and we can literally, not only are we healing ourselves here, but we can actually heal more people. So any opportunity you've got to share these videos, I would really appreciate it, even if you just do the one. There's share buttons on the video where you can click. It makes it quite easy if you're a Facebook user, for argument's sake, to share it. And it just gives the opportunity to get these videos out to a lot of other people. And collectively we can really start an effort here, and make a stand to actually make a difference in our lives, but also in other people's lives. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you then. Cheers.